What the fuck is up, y'all? Mr. Macanose. Back for another Tuesday. Second shift, I would guess. Since Crazy just got his video out today. On the topic, was it genification? Whatever. I don't fucking know. It's not a real word to me. I don't know. Omaha, here, Omaha, Nebraska. Fucking, we're always growing. We're one of the top cities for like most call centers, because Nebraska's known for, not having any sort of accents. Mind you that like, people like Larry the Cable Guy has that super thick accent, that's completely fake. No people in Nebraska talk like that at all. I mean, some might, but they're not relevant. Anyways, here in Omaha, we're always expanding. Just across the river to my east, they just threw up a Google like server plant a few years back. We have Omaha Steaks. If you ever heard of Oriental Trading Company, they provide like a lot of little toy party favors and shit like that, party decorations and stuff. We also have a PayPal call center, out west a little bit. So I mean, our city's forever expanding. Not even going into the fact that our governor is the owner of the Chicago Cubs. Well, his family owns it. Just little things like that. But we bring in a lot of like Fortune 500 companies for call centers and shit for having no accent, technically. But the part of Omaha I live in, which is like the east side, southeast side, which is, to my north, probably about 3 miles or so, is downtown Omaha. A lot of big corporate buildings and stuff like that, big office buildings. Then there's like a little historical area that has a bunch of, small mom and pop shops and restaurants and stuff like that. But over here on the what I consider southeast side, we're literally like, besides those houses behind me, there's no more houses in that direction. Everything behind that is some industrial stuff. Then there's a river, and then Iowa. So it's like, I can't go any further east without, being outside of Omaha. But all of our upgrades and shit like that, all happens out west. Mostly, well, I mean, I can't say mostly, but, south, north, west, or northwest, southwest, whatever the fuck you want to call it, is where, they're throwing up it's fucking windy, throwing up strip malls and, those outside malls that, because the indoor malls are going out of style. We have 4 here. One of them has been dead for many a years, which is now just rented out to smaller businesses for office space and shit. Then we have another one in the middle of town, which is called Crossroads, which Justin Bieber made a song about that, and motherfuckers aren't going to know about it, but it happened. And it's a pretty shit place too. And then we have like Oakview and Westroads, which are the nicer malls, which are still, the walk-in malls, not the, here's a long strip building with a bunch of stores, and you have to walk outside in between the two of them, and, they have the whole, like, little common area with the fireplace, all the fancy shit. That shit all happens out west. Where my area is, we don't really see that. They're not upgrading the neighborhoods. I mean, if you looked at our street, it's kind of a hodgepodge of asphalt patches and old busted concrete and bullshit. Fucking ghetto shit. But we don't really see that. They're doing a little bit of stuff coming towards us, but not much. They're throwing up, some like loft apartments and shit like that. Really nice places, but not really affordable, well, for me at least. So I don't really, I'm not really affected by it. I chose this side of town in this area because they're not really doing nothing with it. The houses are kind of close together, fucking neighbors' houses and stuff. I mean, they're fairly close. You get out west, you get more of the yards and the houses are spaced apart and all that shit. But for down here, we don't see none of that stuff. Omaha is, it's, people like to call it a small city or a big town. We have a lot of people that live here and a lot of big businesses and stuff, but I can drive from this side of southeast Omaha all the way out to northwest Omaha in a matter of 15-20 minutes on the interstate. It's not like a huge place or nothing like that. But I get the idea of pushing people out. They did that kind of more north is where they focus on, which Big Irish Juggalo would know. Omaha's kind of broken into sections, like southeast Omaha is kind of the Hispanic area. Northeast Omaha is more, the African Americans, and then no matter either side, north or south, out on the west side is predominantly, white people. And living out west, I've lived out west before. It's cool feeling, safe, if that's what you want to call it. I grew up in North Omaha, so it's not like I can go anywhere in town and feel fine. But it doesn't affect me very much. We're not seeing like prices increase and nothing like that. There's not any trying to push us out of the neighborhood sort of stuff happening in my area. They push downtown stuff north to kind of push the African Americans further away from downtown. That's the realization of the situation. But yeah, all the updates and stuff that they're doing, downtown doesn't even see very many updates. We have a lot of really old historical buildings. We were one of the prime places for all the train rails and all that shit. Western Union or whatever, fucking Union Pacific or whatever the fuck it's called. Like I said, this house right here, right behind it, are railroad tracks because there's a bunch of industrial stuff over there. But it all kind of stays the same around here. Out west, they do a lot more updating and throwing up big ass buildings and dropping a lot of money. Got to keep the richies happy, But kind of blabbered on here for like almost 9.5 minutes. But yeah, that's my take on the situation. I don't see it. Doesn't matter to me. Even if it did happen, I highly doubt they're going to push this far south from downtown or anywhere else in, reality. But that's all I got. Maganos. Peace.